has hundreds of thousands of these foreign nationals roaming around. Why does she have $13,000 in food stamps?
Hey, yo, I don't know if y'all heard about this or seen this yet, but an illegal migrant from Venezuela left her receipt at the grocery store and the cashier took a picture. Her food stamp balance, right here. Her cash balance, right here. Y'all check.
This individual left the receipt.
Hey, yo, I don't know if y'all heard about this or seen this yet, but an illegal migrant from Venezuela left her receipt at the grocery store and the cashier took a picture. Her food stamp balance, right here. Her cash balance, right here. Y'all check.
This individual left the receipt. She had just bought some food at the bodega. Okay? Her food stamp balance on her EBT card, her taxpayer-funded EBT card, her food stamp balance is $13,401.82 for 1 month. That's this individual's food stamp balance for 1 month. Who has never paid anything into the system is somehow worthy to get $13,401.82. Cash balance is $4,498.85. The fuck? That's just one. New York has hundreds of thousands of these foreign nationals roaming around. Why does she have $13,000 in food stamps?
Hey, yo,
Other than my comments on the voodoo cult societies of a lawless team game made from terrorizing me, I'm a victim of crime survivor on disability. I have PTSD for being a survivor of incest rape from my older sister, rape in my apartment, my HUD apartment, from the manager's relative, Pierre Warner, and my sister, Gina Pickett Prince on Megan's Law, and Pierre Warner in 2005, and abuse, violence, domestic violence, from my abusive ex that I dated for 2 years, Lester Hayes. He's friends of the family of my molester, felon child rapist, Ron Herrera, on Davis, California, Megan's Law. He's related to Mafia. He's related to cops Zuniga, Hernandez, Figueroa Campos, and they're related to the media, who sponsor KCRA3 Media, Leticia Ordez, whose husband is DOJ by AZA, whose family is on Megan's Law and chases after my talents. And I'm a survivor of police brutality for risking my life for my black ex-boyfriend, Brenton Ezekiel James, in 2007, who is friends of these cops' families, the Millers, the LGBTQ Millers, whom are friends, the ex-girlfriend of my incest child, fingers rapist older sister's firefighter daughter, Nicole Herrera, whose friends, LGBTQ, Stella raping Sarah Clark, Amanda Miller, Anna Davis, all drug pedos, Campbell Miller Blades, Padillas. They are corrupt and commit all sorts of fraud and abuses and are related to Governor Alex Padilla, a government official. They've hacked my phone. They chase after my talents from this lawless team game. We are in a chaos society right now where fires are breaking out everywhere. We have fake pastors everywhere that commit sorcery and support a cult society that promotes purge killing of people from voodoo cults and causing me medical problems that I didn't have simply because they don't think I'm worthy of my thrice below poverty level disability because I'm an American. I'm not Mexican. I'm related to Mexicans. I'm not Mexican. So therefore, I don't get $13,000 in food stamps. I don't even get food stamps. And I qualify. I got 3 times below the poverty level. I've had government jobs. I've worked at a prestigious university that has harassed the shit out of me for 100 years, UC Davis. I have all sorts of accolades. I paid into this system for many years. I've worked since I was, in junior high and high school. Earlier, actually. Um, yeah. This is beyond whelming. When a Hernandez Otelli can get the support of the community and have gangbang family and make tons of money on disability for fake depression, and tons of their family and friends get PhDs and never have worked a job in their life because they're Mexican, get to have whatever they want. I get blacklisted from affordable housing that I qualify for, and a racist DACA government employee who has a cop boyfriend, Gonzalez, put a unconstitutional 5-year civil non-criminal restraining order against me, 2020 CV 1043, and a domestic violence cleats. Those are for lovers and boyfriends kicking the shit out of their girlfriends. Do you know what I'm saying? Not for people that you just don't like and want to terrorize and silence for being victimized. So anyways, I knew this person many years ago, went to junior high with her, many years ago. We grew up in the same town. So now that we are in socialist commie hell, and she has a cop boyfriend, so she thinks she owns the town, with the rapist Ronnie family related to convicted murderers Enrique and Jesus Campos. And they all make sure that I'm harassed at the clinics where they will not give me medical help for serious illnesses caused from their voodoo cult societies of Masons, Mexicans, and quite honestly BLM groups, because of Lester Hayes and an assortment of celebrities that are connected to my relatives and the game, me from terrorizing me. Because for some reason, greed and jealousy is far more important than humanity. And covering up my perpetrators is far more important than humanity. So this racist DACA government employee used a 2017 Davis police report stating that I slandered her name. She denies child abuses, breastfeeding her daughter way past bottle stage. She denies beating her sons with belts. She denies having a DUI, disorderly, and a drug felon family. Vanessa and Austin Markle in their 40s and 30s. Yes, they are not on the order. And Mercedes Durgan was sent to be hired at the Northern Valley Indian Healthcare, where I was assigned from the DA because they illegally arrested me after I countered the order 2020 CV 1157, and I sent them to federal court, where the feds denied my case as delusional because they had denied all of my other legitimate cases as delusional, saying that nobody was saying anything bad about me. The global team game was not making movements of hate crimes against me on TikTok, making codes and not petitioning my lawsuits as delusional, and allowing a world to make conspiracies against me. I'm on disability for being a victim of crime survivor. I'm getting paid from government for being victimized while another government is trying to silence me for it because of mafias in my community that want their ghetto ass families to be famous, chasing after my talents, and their other families committing HUD fraud and every other fraud you can think of. They spy on my bank account. They spy on my P.O. box. They spy on me from the TV and hack my phone. They live rent-free in my fucking head, just like the rest of the world. They terrorize the shit out of me. They manipulate in karmic exchange. They do an assortment of cult voodoo to try to make me sick and do the purge cults. Nobody regulates this shit with their arrows. There is no FCC. There is no America. So I don't know why this chick is tripping balls because, she supported the fucking game. She should be talking about that. She should be talking about the beginning of the fall of America. She should be talking about this ghetto games from torturing me because it's because of that and the desensitization of humanity allowing a game made from terrorizing and re-victimizing me that they have allowed illegal immigrants to come in and take whatever the fuck they choose. And they've allowed a DACA government employee that has a cop boyfriend to commit HUD fraud with an assortment of cops' families that do not qualify and blacklist me from being on a lease, terrorizing me and preventing me from getting medical care when they put cult voodoo shit on me to make me sick because they don't think that being traumatized for being re-victimized for 1,000 years and them cult purging many of my family from their arrows and their voodoos from cult societies that they don't care about. Apparently my cousin Tasha Taylor Morley doesn't care about either because she's friends of LGBTQ government Robert Rivas's family member Diane Rivas. They killed Tasha's family and she still supports the game. They killed my cousin who was friends of David Bowie and Blondie and partied with them and a bunch of other celebrities. She was an artist in the communities of New York and in the Bay Area. And she had a band and all kinds of things. They killed her. Michelle Morley. That was Tasha's only sibling. Tasha's ex is LGBTQ Dr. Boogie, hairstylist. They share a son who's in the Secret Service, Junior. He is my cousin. He's a lifer. He's in his 30s. He's in Secret Service. And his godfather is Russell Diddy Simmons. You do the math on this shit. Because it ain't just about welfare and the border crisis, although it is totally about that too. It's called creating a myriad of chaos from their Luciferian agendas so that they can end America. Why? Because we're in a totalitarian war where they are trying to, the elitists are trying to eliminate 7 to 8 billion people on the planet so that the 1% remain that are like-minded and they can collaborate with Dubai 2030. I kid you not, this is an agenda. And I am a whistleblower. And I am also a victim of crime survivor. They have utilized me, they have used me. I have utilized my talents to tell my story creatively, and they chase after everything They chase after my poetry, my music, my songwriting, my symphonies, my jazz. They chase after my drums, my guitar. They chase after my a cappella ensembles. They chase after my modeling. I created a modeling page. They chase after everything because they're wicked. My grandfather's genealogy is filled with celebrities. He was also military, Korea and World War II. And they used his family for MK Ultra experiments after World War II. Hence, fast forward the millennium, where everything unfolds. They use numerology and names to create an agenda of who somebody is to them, whether an angel or some unearthly being that they can use in their agenda for their purposes. Oddly, the fallen angels of Nephilim, celebrities, are not held to the same scrutiny of torture. But we'll see, right? Because Hollywood is up in flames now, isn't it? Anyways, so I'm related to a plethora of celebrities from my grandfather's genealogy. Obama, Bush, and Brad Pitt are all in the same branch. And then Halle Berry and Aretha Franklin on another branch. And the Lucille Ball and the Arnezes, her offspring, are on another branch of my grandfather's genealogy that is filled with monarchy that go all the way back to the royals. And you know, I can think about all kinds of things that are fascinating to this conversation. You know, when I recognized them messing with me, when I heard the buzzing in my head, me understanding that I was being violated and that they were in my head. And you know, Tucker Carlson used to talk about the thought police, because that is something that government has been doing and implementing, along with frequency flyers and just a whole collaboration of things that they created to control people, along with the expansion of what is MK Ultra. And you know, it's very whelming to be in a community filled with Masons. My payee is a Mason. You know, being limited to help, and the fact that they all cover the game and cover my perpetrators. Even though my payee, Dave Egoff, not only shares a bank account with me, but he went to the court hearings. I have 30 lawsuits, civil rights lawsuits. When I sent my writ of certiorari, self-taught litigant, because I'm blacklisted. Otherwise, of course, I would have won. Nobody will give me an interview, but they don't mind talking shit about me in codes to continue to blacklist me and make me unsafe anywhere and everywhere in my community or anywhere at all. I don't have money to relocate, and the DA assigned me to a panel of social workers that were supposed to get me affordable housing. They refused to do it. And then they hired Mercedes Durgan, related to this DACA government employee, to spy on me at Northern Valley Indian Healthcare, where they demanded that I get so-called therapy for my free speech so that they can continue to manipulate narratives. Anyways, I documented all of those sessions because they were on the phone, and I've posted some of them so that they could not use their lies to manipulate people in the community. Meanwhile, it is illegal for them to have hired Mercedes Durgan. That is a violation of my HIPAA rights, and they have violated my HIPAA rights a million fucking times in my county. I don't have any anonymity, so anytime they put their voodoo cult shit against me and go to their seances and all their little parties and sorcery clubs that the Masons and Mexicans and cult members of my county collaborate to decide who they want dead in the county, or how can they teach somebody a lesson. That is illegal. I live in America. Those are terrorist attacks. And who can I call? The police? Do you understand what I'm saying? So this, EBT quarrel, I mean, though it's astonishing, it's nowhere near all the other shit that they're pulling. And I'm just a test run. That's not code for all the things that they're going to be doing to other people. So if I don't matter to you, then you don't matter to yourself. Tanya Grace McDaniel versus United States. E.T. all. Go look it up. 321 CV 00994. Judge Chen, a commie judge, states that I sued 16 government officials and the NFL and my county. Yolo County in Davis, Sacramento, San Francisco, Gavin Newsom, Judge Wall, Kamala Harris, DACA government employee, the Capitol, the NFL, Lester Hayes, Davis, California, Yolo County. Judge Chen states that they're protected municipalities and are allowed to be corrupt, malicious, to the point of making grave decisions on people's lives. And this is text. This is text for a standard legal proceeding of citing law. Yet, Judge Penske and Kaczynski both got fired, judges from the Bay Area. They were not protected municipalities. Isn't that fascinating? So they are allowed to be corrupt and malicious to the point of killing people, says Judge Chen, and taxpayers are funding this corruption. Judge Scalia, before he was murdered from who I believe is Obama, he didn't like him. Judge Scalia squealed on 60 Minutes. I think he knew he was going to die. And he stated that there is no justice in the justice system, that the courts are rigged, and that they do things by agenda, not law. And they manipulate law for the agenda. And if you look at all of my lawsuits, you will see that that is absolutely the truth. One of my first lawsuits against the city of Davis, the police in my county, 213 CV 2653, docket 50 exhibits, stated from Magistrate Clare that cops were not obligated to protect and serve. And she cited law Williams versus California. A law stating that cops do not have the obligation to protect and serve. A law that was used to protect cops during the gun school shootings. I think it was in Florida. So they're not obligated to swarm buildings when under siege, even though they are protective. Most of them military trained. So that's why, they're not obligated. Oh, really? Well, I was brutalized. So what's the obligation under that? They unlawfully entered my apartment without cause, reason, or warrant because I told on their family that were my drug trafficking pedo neighbors. Eva Ponce, Sandy Blades, Manny and Cherie Peltier, the Campbells, the Millers, Amanda Miller, and eventually Anna Davis, Patricia Eilert. Oh yeah, they got family in Colombia. What's his name? Daniel. Oh, MC Daniel. He uses my name though, McDaniel, and calls himself Falco Dufafa. He's a rapper in Colombia and Brazil. They have a bunch of family, and for some reason, because it's a global team game, the social networking of movements, not only against me, but to cover those in my county that have committed heinous crimes, from fraud to trafficking to child abuses to thievery, vandalism, espionage. European Julian Assange imprisoned for years on espionage, but they're not going to take down my local media that they refuse to regulate from the FCC, or SNL skits of a bunch of dumbass bastards that mock me for 100 years, and yet nobody will give me an interview. They seem to have the balls the size of China talking shit all the time. Why can't they give me an interview? Because bullies are cowards. 215 CV 01113. They deny all my lawsuits as delusional, and then continuously allow conspiracies against me. You know why? Because it's a distraction. It's a wag the dog to their takeover. It's a wag the dog to the game. The game is a distraction to the totalitarian wars. As long as they keep the game up, then the nuclear holocaust can remain at bay-ish. We'll see, right? Not according to Hollywood. Because they on fire.